Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Bennett and Mike are sitting down to talk about. Okay, so we're gonna talk about golfing, hockey, baseball, badminton, volleyball, football, of course, and running
Just
around
like
and
sports.
Yeah, yes, but sports and their let's call them versions of sports that we played overseas. Can we say that? It's not sports. It is sports.
Yeah, we can say that.
But it's
it's like on deployment or whatever.
You don't have 100-yard football field, so you play some sort of weird, fucked up combat version of football. Like, all right, we've only got 20 yards to play with, so I tell you what, let's put our kits on. And, and Kevlar too. And then just full tackle. And it's like, this is awesome. Like, this is a terrible idea if we break any of our sappy plates. But other than that, I mean, come on. What else could happen? We've got a corpsman. We're going to be fine. Let's see. Hockey. I had my parents, well, rather, they surprised me. They took remember the old school street hockey sticks with the plastic, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like the tip that you slide over the shaft and then you drill a screw through it, and Bob's your uncle.
That's what she said.
Thank you. We're not talking about docking on this episode. You and your dolphin rape, which is a thing. So they sent me this collapsible, the tube net that you put together. And it was awesome, man. Out there in Hurricane Point, where there's like a hardball, or there was a hardball road that went entirely around the base. We would just set up a net and play some street hockey. First sergeant came out there and just started watching. And at first I was a little bit nervous. I was like, and we would it would be like, Humvees, and we would pull our sticks and everything over to the edge of the road. Game on! And they would slide, because, the Humvees from the other sections would go by down to the fuel farm. So we had to move every time, and 4 or 5 Humvees would roll by. We're just standing out there. What's up, guys? Ground guides are walking by. You guys are playing fucking hockey? What are you doing? It's like, hey, we're doing some stick and puck there. What you know about it, huh?
Jesus.
What are you doing later there, chums? Huh? Want to throw around some bows there, eh? No knees out here. You know what I'm talking about. You got to have a big bag of knuckles in front of the net. Just get right into it. You never played hockey overseas?
Never. I never did.
This is a swear to God on a stack of Bibles. This is a true story. The one and only time, one night that I spent in Kandahar. And anybody who knows about Kandahar, we flew in, 12 hours later we flew out. But there's this boardwalk that goes around, and I mean, it's a big damn boardwalk. And there's a TGI Fridays on one corner. I've mentioned it before on other episodes. The one time that a hamburger has ever owned me in my entire life. I made it like halfway through, and then my stomach dropped. Okay, so in the middle of this Kandahar boardwalk, there is an ice rink. Like a full-blown, well, I wouldn't call it an ice rink. It's a street hockey. It's a roller hockey rink. That you can go, like, actual boards are set up. It's awesome. There's no glass to it or anything. The Canadians were out there playing hockey while we were in Kandahar. I'm like, what? Yes! This is the greatest. Yes! Like, I was so stoked. I was probably, the only American who was truly that excited in and around the vicinity that day. But I tell you what, come on, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's fantastic, dude. And they were in full gear. They had on hockey, they had on the lightweight, like, jersey type, not sweaters. And And the roller hockey pants, the way that we wear. Like, I grew up
Right.
playing hockey year round, so I get all stoked up about it. You know how I am. I'm weird about
I
hockey.
remember there were like, I mean, whenever I deployed, there were like full-fledged like leagues of things, you know, like full-fledged like softball leagues. Like that's the way the Army rolls, bro. The Army, they had like a softball league. I can't remember where it was. I want to say it was, I don't know if that was Bosnia or like it was fucking
I'm
crazy.
fucking dying.
I'm like, are you
I am
serious?
fucking
So
dying.
they
over
literally
here.
had like leagues. They probably had like horseshoe leagues or something. And I remember in Egypt, undoubtedly, they played flag football. I did not play flag football, but I know there was like flag football happening.
You pronounce that with an L in it, huh? Huh, that's weird.
Flag football?
All right.
Yeah.
I was just...
So, yeah, I'm just
I
saying.
didn't say that.
I know that that shit happened, and it used to make me laugh. But, you know, some people need to maintain that type of sport thing overseas. You know, they just had, I mean, now in Bosnia, the other thing that was big because we were on a multinational base there as well. And we had, ping pong was huge.
Oh, yeah.
Ping pong's huge freaking everywhere but the US, basically.
Yeah.
And as of now, it's actually starting to pick up steam in the US too, but
I know if you go into the barracks right now, somebody's skating like a motherfucker playing ping pong.
Right.
You know that's
so
happening.
but I know that shit at the time, you know, this is like 1998, 1999. People, like, you would go in and like the best American there would like face off against like an Italian and just get fucking crushed.
Luigi can
and
roll.
The Italians would get crushed by any Asian.
Well, yeah.
And yes, I'm totally blanket statementing that, but those motherfuckers, like those guys, man, like the Koreans and the Chinese and those sumbitches, like they're on another level of insanity when it comes to ping pong.
Yeah.
Like you can't even fuck around, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's like seeing a Laotian play volleyball.
Right.
You don't expect that shit to happen. I mean, statistically speaking, they're rather small, folks. And then all of a sudden they're like, wow, and setting your ass. You're like, whoa, these gigantic calves, like fucking springs.
Wasn't it you that kept freaking insisting that the national sport of Afghanistan was fucking volleyball?
Yes.
You're fucking full of shit.
They fucking love volleyball.
We're not gonna go down
they
that rabbit hole.
love
again,
volleyball, dude.
You're
you
out of
ask
your
anybody.
fucking-
You can ask anybody. Anybody who's an Afghan.
Yeah, okay. I can ask tons of Afghanis.
I'm gonna bring
We do have an Afghan. We do. You know what? I'm gonna go to lunch at this Afghan restaurant that's down the street here, and I'm gonna go do it, and I'm gonna ask them and see what they say.
Straight up ask them. Do
I
it.
will.
No balls.
I fucking will.
No balls.
Totally doing it. What do you mean no balls?
Get some shawarma while you're at it. Get some of that.
No, I have another restaurant that I go to for that. It's ridiculous. But anyway,
thumb some palau into your mouth and then go play a little volleyball.
Well, yeah.
little V-ball. You know
oh my God, there's volleyball courts up behind the back of the fucking Afghani restaurant.
You can say stuff like nectar. It's nectar, bro. It's a volleyball term.
Hey, it's volleyball. Let's go play volleyball. Said no one in Afghanistan ever.
No, I'm telling you, they love volleyball. You're gonna see. You're gonna be blown away. You'll be baffled and amazed by it. Oh yeah. It's a thing. They dig it. They play it over the compound walls.
The only sports I ever played overseas was FIFA soccer on my fucking Xbox.
Get out of here. Jesus.
Or Madden football.
Huh? Oh, man. You didn't toss around the football ever?
Of course we did, yes.
Come
Jesus
on.
Christ.
Or
yeah, we did.
You brought your glove overseas, didn't you? I brought
no,
my
I
mitt.
didn't. I don't. No, I didn't.
You
I
didn't?
do that. No, why the fuck would I do that? I don't
Oh
even own
my
one.
god, dude.
Baseball's gay as fuck anyway.
Dude, okay. No. What? What? Negative. What?
No, I like to go watch
I thought of
baseball games. I like to go watch them in person. Can't stand
You
just
would
can't do
rather
it.
watch a baseball game than play the game of baseball?
Well, I just don't. I mean,
I would-
I have girls, and they don't want to play baseball.
I would
They don't even want
rather
to play softball, so it's like, fuck it.
I would
No.
rather watch baseball than play it. Said no American ever.
Well, no, I'm
What
saying
is-
I would like I can't watch it on TV. Like some people get crazy about it. That's what I was getting at. So I can go watch it in person because that's kind of cool. But if there was somebody for me I don't even own a glove anymore, man. That thing got sent to the wayside when I had 4 fucking daughters, none of which play softball or baseball. No, so that's it.
That hurts
Too
my
bad.
heart. That hits me in the feels.
I'm so sorry.
It's not like
Go
I'm...
play with your son. Have fun for both of us.
Oh, that was the cheap one. All right. I had to bring my baseball net with me, and it's not because I'm a diehard baseball fan or anything. I wasn't even that good growing up playing baseball. I played third base. I would toes down the grass, motherfucker, right? Diving for balls. Do you know how many baseballs I've been hit with in my life? I lost count. Because any time that you pull across and send one down the line, that's skipping into me. And honestly, truth be told, the only thing that I was ever worried about is a line drive to the nuts. I've been hit in the face, in the knees, all sorts of stuff with baseballs. And when you catch a line drive, you're like, yeah, that was badass. Or when you nail someone out on first, just yes. And I was always the guy who just, I would pop a glove and kind of hop a little bit and throw that guy out with a closer, more sure throw than immediately try to just gun him down on first, right? I was that kind of dude. So I enjoy playing pickle. Did you ever play pickle growing up? You know what I'm talking about?
Of course. Now, growing up, I played baseball like crazy and a lot of wiffle ball.
So I needed that shit on deployment.
Yeah, we had some awesome stuff like that, but I just never did it on deployment. What did I do? I lifted, I worked out.
See, I didn't do that in Afghanistan. I didn't lift, and I didn't play baseball in Afghanistan. Now that I think about it.
And then I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I did a lot of I lifted a lot.
Here's the real question. Have you ever done the jump rope of death?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
Okay, so the thick tow rope that you use to tow in between Humvees? It's thick. It's thick. It's like as thick as your fist kind of a deal, right?
Right.
And there's a big loop at one end with a metal clamp that goes around it, and it's all sealed tight, and then another loop on the other end. So we were outside doing EDL on the trucks and tearing into everything. This was on the first tour in 2005. And a couple of Marines just start swinging the thing around like doing hopscotch. So my dumbass decides to jump into this thing. So I'm in it, and I'm jumping. And then the thought kind of crosses my head. If that hits me in the head, I'm real fucked. That's going to hurt.
For sure.
Real bad kind of a deal. And so I'm like, I better get out of here. And so I go to get out, and my one foot gets out, and the toe of my other boot gets caught and sends me flying through the air. And I'm like, oh, shit, dude. And I had a steel toe boot on, which was good. But, man, dude, the jump rope of death.
Never did it, man.
Yeah. The only thing that would make it better is if it were on fire. I have to say. And like dripping acid or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Right? You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Just go full retard with it.
Go full retard.
I'm quoting a movie.
Yeah, duh. You never go full retard with it, man. You never go full retard. Jesus, man. You never go full retard.
Did I ever tell you the story of Simple Jack? Did I tell you this? Have we shared this on there? So we got to have my buddy Steve on here. We've had Steve, and maybe we haven't. I don't know. We've got to have him on. But we called Steve Simple Jack. And, it's from Tropic Thunder, if you're not familiar. It's that very simple gentleman, which no one catches the little clip. There's a movie clip, a trailer. Simple Jack is chasing a butterfly through a field with a hammer. And it's my favorite scene from Simple Jack. So we called Steve Simple Jack, but he had never seen Tropic Thunder. So one day I'm out putting together these electronic doohickey range mover thingies out on range 3 on the 100-yard line. It's sunny that day. And all of a sudden, this campaign cover shadow appears over my shoulder. It's my buddy Steve. Hey, Mike. I watched Tropic Thunder last night. Fuck you. And that's all he had to say about it. Oh, man. Good times. Not sports related, but, I guess chasing butterflies could be a sport-like activity.
Tropic Thunder, I thought, a lot of people don't like that movie. I thought it was fucking hysterical.
Oh, my God. I fell off the couch when I watched that movie.
That's just me, though. I thought it was pretty damn funny.
Yep. That is, people will argue with me to the death over this one. That is the best Tom Cruise movie ever. How about that?
His character was fucking amazing.
Amazing. Les Grossman.
Yeah, man.
Fucking hilarious. Whoever dreamed that guy up, brilliant. And he exists.
Somewhere.
That guy exists. They based it off someone.
Yeah.
There's some asshole out there ordering Diet Cokes.
There is some fucking guy ordering Diet Cokes and sitting in some control module in fucking Kandahar. Speaking of Kandahar, right?
Oh my God.
Or something that's totally he's the area representative for the CIA. Doing some gay fucking work somewhere. Jesus.
Oh my God. The super spooks. Dude,
man.
Les Grossman, talent exec. Producer guy, producer, that's what he was. Best part of that movie, in my opinion, is when he's like, where's that fuckface Cockburn? And he finds the director and he's like, great, where's the key grip? Now hit that motherfucker in the face really fucking hard. And he's like, sorry, bro. And just breaks the dude's nose. Oh my God. And he's like, just vicariously living through that throbbing fist. Oh God, I love it so bad. I love that so bad. So hilarious to me. That and when Sergeant Tag spits the apple. Yeah. That whole movie, it gets me.
It does. It's fucking funny. It's funny as shit. But some people don't get it, but I get it. I fucking die laughing.
Oh God,
I think it's hysterical.
Oh my God. Robert Downey Jr. committing so hard to that character made the movie so much better.
Or the other parts with Lazarus, whatever. That was his name, right?
Right.
But the priest movie, dude, I was just dying.
I've been a bad, bad boy, father. Yes. The trailers in the beginning.
Yeah.
My
amazing.
God.
But anyway, it's got nothing to do with sports.
Such a great deployment movie, though, to watch while you're taking an orange slice and juice break in between your sports activities, while you're signed up for your clubs and your softball leagues and shit like that. Now, I witnessed that shit on Leatherneck. I get it. If you're at a big ass fob and you have the ability to do all of that shit.
You were actually rolling with shift work.
Oh my God.
At command centers and shit. Or whatever the fuck you want to call them.
We used to hacky sack with rocks.
Hacky sack, dude.
Did you ever hack it up?
Not on deployment.
Did you ever get together with a hack sack pack?
No.
Did you ever do
Yeah,
that?
but again, not on deployment. That's what adults don't do.
This is what adults don't do. Oh, shit. That is not adult behavior.
That is not adult behavior there, Marine.
Now, the next time I
Now
see
get
you...
back there. Get back there and eat your orange slices.
Hit up that Pedialyte. I know how you get dehydrated. Oh, man. I can see you guys out there in your blue camouflage playing soccer with one another. See, that was the other one. You know, the obvious is soccer. I'm sure everybody's screaming at me. No, they're not. And it is soccer. It's not football. The rest of the world's wrong.
The football. No, fuck you. Jesus Christ. Football.
Oh, man. Dude, the Iraqis.
That's one of my favorite sports, so I'm just saying.
Is soccer.
Football.
Oh, football?
I'm kidding. Soccer. Yes, soccer. Soccer is a good sport.
Do you put on your football boots? And,
I do not have those anymore.
And bend it like Beckham?
No.
We the guy who's, you know, like really good at soccer. He could kick a ball solid in combat boots. And he used to play with the kids all the time. He beat this kid, like right, not in the eye, thank God, but it was kind of like across the temple a little bit. You know, he was in fair play. He was an opponent, but
right.
It was one of those where, I mean, it went from one corner of the goal, arced all the way to the left, and just drilled this kid in the face. I mean, you're talking about a 70-yard shot. Just
that's amazing.
Dunk. Like, oh! See, that's what I love. The international language is expressions of things, right? No matter where you go, if somebody gets beamed in the face, everybody, no matter what their ethnicity, creed, language, background, religion, will go, oh!
Yes,
that is
for
the
sure.
Natural expression for things. Right? And joy and laughter and other such stuff. You know, it's...
Yes, for sure.
Oh, man. And the headmaster one time, the kids wouldn't come back in and everybody was running around and they're in front of the school and one of the kids starts playing soccer and he's kicking and he's doing whatever. And he immediately was seen by the headmaster and headmaster's got this big-ass cane that's like 7 foot long.
It's like a giant switch.
Oh, my God, dude. He looked like a freaking Chinese monkey. Starts swinging that thing around like a helicopter and whack! Just cracks this kid across the back of his thigh. And everybody, all of the Marines, all of the kids, you're talking about like 100 little kids around. And everybody's like, oh! Oh my God. Oh, and it took the little kid off his feet. It was just one of those like, oh man, life is brutal here. Jesus. Right. Like, good job, Willie, throwing candy to stir the kids up. I didn't throw... Yeah. Oh,
Good
man.
job. Good job. Yeah, we didn't... After about... I'll tell you what became a sport, though, was throwing candy. Dealing with kids, that became a damn sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, keeping them off your shit.
Yeah, first rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club.
Don't talk about Fight Club. Throwing batteries at the back windows of cars.
Oh, yeah.
When they get in your way. Oh, shit, that's something else we're not supposed to talk about.
No. We used to shoot 9mm into cars when they were in the way. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Okay, so you go over to Dermo. This became a sport. This was a game that became like a demolition sport. So you know how you crush up the porcelain that's on spark plugs? You know what I'm talking about? So we were, you know, we had a whole grip of that. For those people who don't know what I'm talking about, if you take all of the porcelain that's off the top of a spark plug, you just kind of, you wrap it in a cloth and tap it off with a hammer. There's about 1 billion how-to videos on doing this. You can take just a little handful of those pebbles, I mean like, what, 3 or 4, and just whip them at a car window, and it will shatter that whole thing. It's pretty impressive. But we needed to dermo cars and break in the glass and do other stuff like that. We were doing stuff down, building ranges, and yeah, that became a game. That was a sport unto itself. Demolition. Anybody who doesn't like Demolition, we're not gonna hang out. You gotta like some form of Demolition. You know what I'm talking about. It's the best.
I do.
It's the best part of like doing a remod or anything like that. You see it in all the HGTV shows.
Yeah. Take the fucking sledgehammer and get to work.
Right?
Yeah.
That right there. Well, and speaking, okay,
That's
so
like therapy. That's what that is.
right, exactly. Well, so that was the other thing too in Afghanistan. We were doing so like in Ramadi, we were operating all of the time, and when you were operating, you would go out and do something operational wise, right? So you would be doing day missions, night missions, raids, whatever the case may be. It all falls under the entire umbrella term of operating. And so when you came back inside the wire, it was like try to suck up as much downtime as you can before you go and hit this other high op tempo. Whereas in Afghanistan, you were living through an experience the entire time, right? It was a little bit more unique in that sense. All right, so where I'm going with this, we had to chop down some trees. I think I mentioned this on another episode. But I was out there for a good hour, just slugging away with one of those green axes. I tried sharpening the thing up with a rock that I could find, you know what I'm saying? Just doing whatever I could in order to put an edge on it. But I finally got these 3 trees. It's like the 3 trees that are in the area that are around the fob that we were on. And we're going to give them to the bread maker. Right? So I'm telling you right now, log chopping stuff, that is a real sport. That is a thing. Like, yeah. Dude, and I enjoy chopping wood. And I enjoy all of that other good stuff. But that's something that I can sit down and actually watch on TV. Like watching somebody speed chop through a log of wood. I can sit down and watch that. Or going up, doing the spikes on the telephone pole. You know what I'm talking about? And then they've got their chainsaw and then they drop all the way back down. That shit's
the lumberjack fucking
the lumberjack
competitions.
Games. Yeah. Oh, dude. So anyway, in Afghanistan, we got it all rigged up. Okay, so here's what we did. We brought out one of those forklift front loader doohickeys on a big, huge boom. I stood on it. They put me way up in the air. I put a chain attached to a tow strap as high up in the tree as I could. They lowered me in the boom all the way down, right? And this tree has no limbs on it all the way up. And it's just brown and dead and everything else and needed to go. And so I got it to a certain point, but we needed to fell it in between the ASP and the little blown out chow hall place, whatever, and the barracks were behind us. So this had to go within just like an alleyway. And so we rigged it all up, attached it to the back of the Humvee, started pulling it the right way, and then I took a couple of slugs at it as it was going, and boom, just big old tree came down. It was probably 25, 30 foot. Yeah, it's probably 25, 30 foot. Because the boom was, all the way extended, and I was nowhere near the top. So it was a decent-sized tree. But, yeah, man. See, that's what I was doing. I wasn't playing games. I was doing the lumberjack games.
Right.
And hacky sack with rocks and stuff like that.
For sure.
Also, the Afghans capture birds and they put them in Crown Royal bags or other cloth bags.
What are they doing there? What are they doing with that?
The second I bring this up with people, they're all of a sudden, it's all questions.
Wait, what? Whoa, wait. What do you mean?
I can show pictures of this. We used to catch birds and they showed us how to take, you just take your cover. You put a little sprinkling of bread down, and when little birdie gets over to it, one hand, you distract him and then toss the cover, and then you kind of scoop them up nice and gentle. And what they do is loop a string around one leg, and they kind of fly around and do all sorts of stuff, and they feed them and water and everything else, and they're pets. And then they keep them in these bags tied to a string with just their head poking out. And then they kind of stroke the top of their head with their thumb. So they're in their hand with their head poking out, and they're like eating stuff. They're like kind of set it over near the table, and it just kind of gobbles some crumbs up, and then he strokes it with his thumb. It's like, it's a thing. It's like what they do. Some of them, you know, not all of them. The ones that can catch little birds. That's what they do. But we did it. I mean, not the whole thumb stroking weird picking up crumb thing. But
Right.
wanted to see whether or not we can, catch a bird and stuff like that. Yeah, man. It's totally cool. And they only try fluttering away, at first. And then they realize, like, oh, hey, you're feeding me and watering me and taking care of me and stuff like that. And then they're pets. That's how all other animals are domesticated. That's how it works. But, yeah, man. Pretty cray-cray for show. Keeping birds as pets, thumb stroking their little heads. It's kind of weird. I know.
Hell yeah.
I guess that
Did you ever see anybody during your deployment, like out and about doing like falconry or anything?
No.
Speaking of sports, just wondering. We had a guy in Bosnia that used to do that shit. It was pretty fucking cool.
See,
just saying.
Yeah, I've had somebody in a unit actually bring their falcon in on a family day. So that was kind of cool. That was like, yeah, seeing him hold up the glove and everything, and he strikes food and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's very intriguing. Not that I would ever do it, but it's intriguing.
One of the things that there's got to be other primitive forms of like communication out there that they're doing also, to where, there's got to be like some sort of carrier pigeon network or something like that. Like, why wouldn't there be? There's all of these little birds fluttering around, and they do get distance every once in a while. Of course, a carrier pigeon goes just incredible distances. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, man. If we weren't playing volleyball, we were catching little birds. That was
right.
That was pretty much it. They played soccer over there also in Afghanistan. But it was different. And the kids, they had different games. They're farmers in a lot of the different regions. And so they'll play games that are coming out of their, because some of them will migrate up into the Kajaki region, farm, and then they leave. And so they'll bring some of their different games with them, and then you start to see interaction in between different cultures that are not Kajaki and Kajaki. And it's pretty unique because you'll see their different games in between. But a lot of them, they think jacks on like the most primitive level kind of a deal. They'll do games involving rocks, sizes. They do numbers games. They do different pickup rocks games. And they do hand games. So they'll take their index finger and their thumb on either opposite hand, and then they work it up like you're twiddling your fingers in between.
Okay.
Think about like patty cake in similar sense. So you see different folks who are coming up family-wise. They're working in the fields, and then their children are interacting. That was pretty unique. In some of the different, I guess that's part of that activity sense.
Right.
I don't know. That was all of the interesting stuff to me. The job in going over and, hunting for Alibaba and stuff like that. All right, cool. But it was really interesting being an advisor and seeing multiple cultures interact with one another, and you could tell almost on a uniform sense who was from the area and who was a migrant to the area after we had done a number of different patrols.
Right.
So I'll tell you what, though, the kids running around in the damn alleyways when we would patrol through there, it was good that they were running around because it meant that there were no bad guys. But every once in a while, you'd hear this coming down the alleyway, and you're like, nah, that's a short stride, first off. But it sounds like, somebody is running towards you. And so we got used to, hey, kids are coming down the alley, and that's okay. And we'd hang out with them, play games with them, and stuff like that. And they would kick the ball around inside of the alley, and then they would take it into their compound, and they play volleyball over the wall. And they would bat it up over top of the wall, and they would do it over top of their lines inside of their compounds. Pretty crazy.
Got you. Yeah, man.
Yep. Dude, all that stuff, man. I tell you what, sometimes I wish that we had, like body cams, let's say, for instance, just so that I could go back through the footage and kind of reminisce. Because some of the different things that you see in and around those areas, it's just really, really unique.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to see that stuff over here again. I could see it somewhere else in the world, I guess, but it's truly, truly unique to that area, and it's been there for eons. You look at the Kajaki Dam, and you're like, not been here for eons. And then you look at this adobe hut, and it's, I say hut as if it's this tiny thing. It's a compound structure, but it's mud caked with animal hair and human hair and other stuff like that. And they build it, they just cake it on top, each layer at a time. Very similar to how we do bricks. It's just they're using river mud to do it. So in those, you picture a wall like that with this alleyway and kids kicking the ball down it and them coming up with their own games based on this ancient alleyway that's been there since. It was there long before we created baseball. So I'm pretty sure they got dibs on whatever kick game they're starting up over there.
Right.
Or have been playing for eons. It's just crazy, dude. It's crazy. So, you got any factoids for our people?
I don't, other than the whole thing about volleyball is bullshit in Afghanistan. We've already talked about this.
You're bullshit. What about volleyball in Laos? What about
volleyball in Laos? Volleyball in Laos.
I'm telling you, those Laotians, they can swing. Such a broad statement. But it's not...
what I think is cool is the volleyball that's but it's a foot sport.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see that shit?
That was played in Central America, wasn't it?
Yeah, they play it in Thailand and stuff too, though. And
oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But volleyball in Laos, not a lot coming up about that. Oh, what the hell?
What are you running Google searches? This is all based on Bennett's cookies.
Sepak Takraw.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say that. Sepak Takraw.
Wow.
SEPAKTAKRAW. That is that. It's the kick volleyball.
Nice.
It is sport native to Southeast Asia. It differs from similar foot sport, foot volley, in which they use a rattan ball and the only allowing players to use their feet, chest, knee, and head to touch the ball. It soon will be included as an Olympic sport in 2022. Sport's most popular spot is Malaysia, Thailand, I'm going to say Burma because I can never say Myanmar, India, and exactly, I know, Indonesia, Myanmar. I never say it right, though, but for some reason today I'm able.
There's your factoid. And if you folks aren't well versed in cigars and sea stories, we like to offer a factoid at the end of our episodes. So you're welcome. Read a book. I suggest The Ugly American, and which is a fictional tale. It is a novel, but it's good. It talks about, it talks about
who's it
how,
by?
I can't remember.
Who's the author?
Tell you what, I'll throw it in. I'll either put it in the show notes, or folks can go to Cigars and Sea Stories books to better yourself. And I believe that Ugly American is in there. If it's not already, I will make it so. I've got it in. I've got it in the den. What's up?
I've been reading Disrupt You. That's the name of the book. by Jay Samet.
I don't think
it's a really
I read
good
that
book.
one yet.
It's about personal transformation and thriving in the era of endless innovation, because our world is like moving so damn fast. So it's about staying ahead of the curve a little bit. That's all.
Well,
it's
I
really
can
good though.
appreciate that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Nice. Well, good. We're always interested in bringing up books that you folks at home can enjoy. If you haven't already checked out our shop at cigarsandseastories.com, please do so. Be sure to follow us on social media at cigarsandc. That's at cigarsandc. Thank you so much to our collaborative sponsors that are out there: Heroes Media Group, Spartan Media, McPherson Marketing Group, HAHAHA, the Home Repair Network, and all of you fine folks who support the show. Continue to listen, subscribe, rate, review the podcast. If you guys at home, in your cars, wherever you're listening to us, have any questions about any of our collaborative sponsors, you want to learn more information, check out the website. By all means, reach out to us over social media or through contact portals that we've got up there on Cigars and Sea Stories. We love it when folks reach out to us. Honestly, it's a fantastic thing. So if you yourself are on a mission and you're looking to bring clarity to that overall vision, be sure to grab 5-Paragraph Business Plan. It's available on Amazon right now. Check out 5paragraph.com. 5-Paragraph Business Plan based on the 5-Paragraph Operations Order, along with the nuts and bolts of great business plans and best business practices from around the globe. Check it out. It's at 5paragraph.com. If you are looking to bring clarity to your vision and you are looking to accelerate, enhance, grow, expand your business overall, 5-Paragraph Business Plan, 76 pages long. It's 8.5 by 11. You fill it out as you go. Tutorial episodes available on the website to complement it. Thank you so much for listening to Cigars and Sea Stories. Bennett, hey man, I love your body, baby.
As always.
And on that note, we cue the music.